Welcome back to another episode of the Mississippi Kidney Foundation Kidney Cares Podcast. I'm your host, TJ Mayfield, here the Executive Director of the Mississippi Kidney Foundation. So excited to have another great episode of the podcast. We've already had some great guests. We got a couple of more great guests lined up and some great events for the Mississippi Kidney Foundation as well. Thank you to our sponsor, our lead sponsor, Alliant Health Solutions, on this project. Thank you guys for wanting to get more information out about kidney disease and kidney failure. Today we're joined by Mississippi Kidney Foundation Board President Debbie Miner. Debbie, so glad to have you here.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here, TJ. You know I'm thrilled to be here.
I know you're excited. You got radio experience, so I can only imagine, just like doing what you've already done.
Well, I'm just going to say two things first, okay?
Yeah.
If acceptable to you.
Yeah.
First of all, I also want to thank Alliant, and if the podcast with Dr. Natasha Avery is excellent. Yeah. I'm not sure where the area it is, but make sure and listen to that in the future, or go back and listen to it. It is great. I mean, Natasha does a wonderful job. She is so passionate and just so skilled at what she does, and her background, all the kinds of things and information that she shared. I think it's just valuable information for everyone. And then I'm just going to say it, TJ, as the president of the Mississippi Kidney Foundation, I just have to say that I thank you for being here. I thank you. In so many ways, I just am so pleased that you are the face of the foundation right now. Matt, can I tell how we met? May I tell how we met?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Can we get to the drawdown?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of a little bit involved with several organizations, several nonprofits, and everything that I'm involved with, of course, reflects my personal passions as well as some of my job, my responsibilities, and my areas of interest. And I'm one of these kind of people, I like to maximize and synergize, work together. Everybody, let's see how well we can work together to maximize the impact that we can have. And so one day, I get this email, and it was an email sent to the Kidney Foundation, asking the Kidney Foundation if they would sign on to this collaboration of nonprofits. Okay, sounds great, doesn't it? I'm all about nonprofits working together, and I truly understand the background. But I've worked in advocacy and some governmental type things, as well as all kinds of different areas where nonprofits have worked together. But everybody knows too. We all have to. There's a limited amount of dollars. We have to compete for money, everything else. But in ways to have that greater impact. Well, so the first thing I do, being, I don't know, let's call it resourceful. I'll really say it's kind of lazy. So the first thing I did is because I'm going to just say it, I work very closely with the American Heart Association.
American Heart,
I do, because we overlap in a lot of ways about our interest, the Kidney Foundation, and our interest for health and health promotion and making a change. Well, so the first thing I did is I forwarded that email straight to my American Heart Association governmental affairs person. I said, hey, should your kidney sign on to this? And she says, yes.
Right.
This is American Heart, and I may not word this quite right, but American Heart is providing the support to facilitate this arm to grow this coalition of nonprofits.
Right.
So I said, okay. I emailed back. I said, TJ, we've got to talk.
And of course, one thing led to another. And one of the reasons why we're here, we're going to talk about the drawdown a little bit later. But, I talked to you and told you my personal story with kidney failure. And you said, I got somebody I want you to meet. His name is Michael Miner. And we want to get you guys on film.
He would not mind me saying that Michael Miner is a wonderful person, dialysis transplant, and he wouldn't mind me saying, because I asked him, because he was a patient that I deal with, and in the clinic that I work in, and I asked him as our patient and getting to know some of his history and all that. if he would talk to you. Yeah, and one thing led to another.
Right.
And actually, and it was getting ready for the drawdown last year. What can we say?
Yeah. So it's come full circle. You know, we do the
full
interview.
Circle.
You know, people, talks
circle.
about, they're talking about, oh man, I didn't know you went through that, and I didn't understand about kidney failure. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, I want to take it back a little bit. Talk about, your background in healthcare, and where does your passion come from for healthcare?
Well, I guess I listened to another podcast with Dr. James Robinson, and I listened to him talk about his grandparents and the way he grew up and all. And I think I kind of was raised organic before. The only organic anybody knew about was taking organic chemistry.
Yeah.
And the way I was raised, both in that way, and then also in the way I was raised as far as the way I see people, I will say that it gave me a passion for promoting health, one thing, okay? Promoting health, definitely, and preventing the onset of disease, and also that we shouldn't have the disparities.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have disparities. I mean, people don't think anything about having a black dog, a white dog, a red dog. My brother is very, just like he wants to have a rust-colored dog. I mean, really? But you don't think anything about that. And people, we know that once you pull off that skin, it's really hard to tell
Right.
between their blood vessels and their
Right.
livers and their
Right.
kidneys and everything else. Doesn't matter what color they are.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what color they are. But and also I've done some work with some underdeveloped and developing countries, just from some different, once again, as a volunteer type thing. And I really, from a research perspective as well as a healthcare perspective, as far as advocacy, combine all these different areas, I just love to see the world where, sounds awfully idealistic, okay? And in some ways you don't want that, but you want to see the world where people truly do have access to the same kinds of things.
Yeah.
I know it's complicated, believe me. I
Yeah.
get it. But just a different world that we just need to all work together to synergize those things that can change. So everybody can shine and be the best they can be. Mm-hmm. They can shine.
Yeah.
They can shine.
Yeah. And so we're here today, March 4th, 2023 at the Country Club of Jackson. Now, before we came on the air, we talked about, I'm 30 years old.
You are 30.
And its Drawdown is officially 29 years old. So
yes.
This is a long, successful event for the Mississippi Kidney
yes.
Foundation. And so you've been a part of it. Like I said, I'm only 30. This is a 29-year-old event. Talk about the importance of the Drawdown before we talk about some of the sponsors and other things.
Okay, great. I will. So the Drawdown, we are in our 29th year, and that's longer than I have been involved with the Kidney Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll mention something else about that a little bit later if we have time. But the Drawdown is the major fundraiser for Mississippi Kidney Foundation.
Right.
So the Kidney Foundation functions throughout the year as Mississippi's foundation that addresses the needs of kidney patients in the state, for unmet needs, we'll say,
Correct.
It takes, Army to deal with things. But the unmet needs, like for example, if a patient is in need of a transplant, but they can't afford the gas to get to the transplant assessment.
Transportation assistance.
Things like that. So the Drawdown is the means, by our primary means, our largest fundraiser. We do some other things too, of course.
Yeah,
always in fundraising realm. But the largest fundraiser to generate funds to then give back to people. So Mississippi Kidney Foundation is Mississippi. Mississippi. We are separate from any type of national. All dollars raised stay in the state of Mississippi.
Correct.
Except sometimes I will say we may pay for some gas to go to Louisiana or Alabama for transplant
Because my
assessment.
dialysis clinic was actually in Louisiana.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So we may pay for something like that, but the money stayed with our Mississippi patients and all of our efforts in promoting health stay in Mississippi. So this drawdown is very, very much a huge, huge party. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Whatever it takes, honestly.
Yeah.
But it is a huge party that has been, for as many years as I've been involved with the Kidney Foundation, has been at the Country Club of Jackson.
Yeah.
So the last 2 years, we've gone virtual. We're not able to hold our big party. This year, we are back. We are back. And if you can see it on the screen, this is just our banner to our thank you to our patrons for the 2020 drawdown at the Country Club. It's a big party, TJ, and this is going to be your first year to experience it.
Oh yeah.
There's a great band, the Blues Boys. Great band, lots of dancing, wonderful, wonderful food. I mean, you never go wrong with Country Club of Jackson. The food is absolutely wonderful. We will have a silent auction, lots and lots of great stuff to bid on. We'll have premier artists from across the state, as well as from even outside of our state that most of them once lived here and moved elsewhere and still donate.
Yeah.
We'll have art for auction. I'm going to tell you, it's a great place to get art. At good prices. I love it. I personally am a little bit go overboard sometimes, I have to admit. But it's a great way to talk to people, to be around all different kinds of people, and to have a fun party night.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I do have something to say, too, that's very interesting. So, in looking back, we lowered our prices for tickets because I didn't say this. So it's called the drawdown because of this $10,000.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
So what can I say? I forget about that money. If you buy a ticket, you get a chance that happens over the course of the evening. It's drawn down from those ticket numbers. If you buy a ticket, you get a drawdown ticket, okay? A chance to win that $10,000. You do not have to be present to win. And the more tickets you have, of course, increases your chances.
Right.
And there are different levels of ticket purchases and sponsorship and the number of tickets that go along with it. But that is so much super fun.
Right.
Super, super, super fun. And so you can win that $10,000. I know someone actually, a good friend of mine, I didn't know this for many years, but they purchased tickets. They won 2 years, 2 times, 2 times. And other people have won 2 times. And these wonderful people, the first time the wife didn't even know he bought a ticket, and he gave it back. The next time they called, she found out, because it was a Kidney Foundation, he was out in the backyard barbecuing. She tried to get him to the phone and to tell him that they'd won. She didn't know they'd won before. Yeah. And he said, "Oh, just tell him to keep it."
Wow.
That was very nice. Most people can't do that. Or it must be, I mean, goodness, I can't say I'd give it back if I wanted.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun just to be around people, and people get so excited when their numbers are, you're down to the last 10 or so. It's super exciting. And then even at the end of that, it's, the auction's still going on, and enjoying the good food, the talking to people, everything else. And I'll tell you something a little bit different that may appeal to some people or may not, just depends on what you like. But we do this a little bit different than some other groups. So I like both, actually. But with the Kidney Foundation, it's not a sit-down dinner, so you don't have to sit down at a table at all. Yeah. At all, if you don't want to. If you want to just be on that dance floor the whole night, okay, or if you want to be eating all night, or you just want to be talking and some quiet. Back in a back room, that's fine. You can plop it down or stand up the whole time. So it's never a period of time where you are seated and have anything else going on. Right. Okay? So each to his own, but it makes it a lot of fun, and if you want to sit, you can sit. So that goes on, throughout the night. There are all these different things going on, but it is really a great thing. And once again, the dollars that are raised, I mean, honestly, the Kidney Foundation could not make it without those dollars raised. Right.
Here with President Debbie Minor of the Mississippi Kidney Foundation here on the Mississippi Kidney Cares podcast. And Debbie, we're getting closer to the drawdown, all the advertising. You see some of the past flyers and pamphlets that we have, but I also want to talk about the people who will be chairing this event.
I'm super excited
all of
about
their
this.
great work, all of the board members and people that support financially, volunteers. Talk about our chairs and the
Oh,
work
I'm
that they
very,
do.
very excited because this year we approached it a little bit different in deciding and asking people to be chairs. And we tried to think about people that have been with the foundation for a long, long,
Correct.
long time.
Correct.
Solid, steadfast, they're there. And then we tried to think about, okay, some newer comers, but still long enough to know that you are sincere, they're sincere, dedicated,
Yeah.
they're with us. And so we look back really well over 20 years, well over 20 years. And I'm going to tell you, Lee and Charles Parrott
Yeah.
have been there. They've been with the Kidney Foundation longer than I have.
Yeah.
So I became involved with the Kidney Foundation because the executive director at the time, a long, long time ago,
Yeah.
was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And she called me up and she said, Debbie, you do so much with American Heart. Shouldn't you be involved with kidney too? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. It's all related.
Yeah.
And then, so Lee and Charles Parrott, and then are chairing it with Laura and Chris Walters. And so, if anyone knows Laura and Chris, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
they're just like, they're just good as gold people. And I tease Laura because I say we share our passions. So we
Yeah.
share our support of our nonprofit supports. I've been to things that she supports fully, and she's been to many things that I fully support.
Right.
And so she's been with the Kidney Foundation for a while now. She has served on our board. She has served in all kinds of capacities, and she's one of those people that her feet are on the ground running.
Yeah.
She knows more people than anybody in Mississippi, I think. But Laura will come in and both of them. We sit there and arrange flowers for the event.
Yeah.
This is very hands-on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be doing the flowers ourselves, and I think they'll be gorgeous.
Yeah.
We are very much hands-on. And so I'm thrilled that Lee and Charles and Laura and Chris, both their history of their contributions, physically and financially, and just that steadfast support. So this is truly a tribute to them, honestly, to serve as our co-chairs this year.
Absolutely.
I'm very. Can you tell I'm excited about that?
Yeah. A lot of excitement around
Oh,
the drawdown coming
Yeah.
up. So Saturday, March 4th, 2023.
Yes.
So many great people will be in the building. Great band, great networking opportunity for people that want to come
most
out.
Definitely, most definitely.
I'll let you make the last push for it. Put the excitement on the camera and get people to come out.
Now, did I already say about the ticket price?
Yeah.
Did I say that?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
No, you
okay,
didn't.
I want to say this since I know the eggs at Kroger have gone up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and heaven forbid, the price of chicken. Thank you to Sanderson Farms for this support and our partnership with the health department and
Correct.
Dr. Robinson. So if you look at this, I want to say this is our 2010 brochure. Do you know how much it costs for a couple to attend? Now, I'm not talking about patron level or sponsorship.
Right.
I'm talking about a ticket, okay? A ticket that gets you the chance to win $10,000.
Yeah.
And over the history of the years, most of the time it's been the ticket winners, not just the patrons that have won that $10,000. So a ticket for a couple, okay, in 2010.
I was still in high school.
Oh my gosh. Don't even talk about that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm old. Okay. So in 2010, it was $150.
Right.
Now we've split it up a little bit different because if you want to buy one ticket, you can buy one ticket for $100, or you can buy two for $150. Okay, or you can buy, two for $200, whichever you choose. But if you're a couple, so the same price as 2010. Is that a bargain? Okay, so we actually had gone up on this.
Right.
We had gone up on this, inflation, of course. And then back when we went virtual in 20 and 21, we lowered that price. So this year, with our comeback, we decided to keep it at the same price as virtual.
Welcome back.
Is that a bargain? So anybody that feels like they want to go on and give a little extra,
Right.
that'd be fantastic.
Right. And remember, this is to support the Kidney Foundation and kidney patients in the state of Mississippi. So think about that when you're talking to people in the community, at church, or social organizations, whatever you're doing, thinking about all of this money will go to helping somebody else in the state of Mississippi for unmet needs, whether it's transportation, whether it's nutrition, whatever it is. This is a great way to give back, and it's a tax write-off.
Okay, it's a tax write-off, sure, but I'm gonna add to that now, TJ.
Yeah.
Because as we've talked about this project that you are spearheading with Dr. Robinson, we are here to meet unmet needs in those kidney patients, but that is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Because we are also very much, because I know from my healthcare background, the vast majority of kidney disease, and you are the exception, okay? But the vast majority of kidney disease can be prevented.
Correct.
If we could, and also like the vast majority of hypertension,
Right.
since that's kind of my area, can be prevented.
Right.
And it starts in childhood, and so we are very much about that prevention too,
Right.
in collaboration with lots and lots of other groups.
Right.
So we've got some really exciting other partnerships and things coming
Absolutely.
up too. So
Absolutely.
it's just very exciting to be involved
Yeah,
in
we
this Kidney Foundation.
recently had a pediatric Christmas party
my
here at the
goodness, it
Kidney
was so much
Foundation,
fun. I
so
was the elf.
that was a great success. So
I was the elf.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you, but you know I wore my elf costume back to work.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I went to clinic that afternoon as an elf.
Yeah.
Everybody thought I was the cutest thing in the whole wide world. I was
That's
the cutest
good.
thing. I was so happy. And
Yeah.
I was the elf. And we'll have lots of those fun pictures up the night of the
Absolutely.
drawdown.
Absolutely.
It was, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was just incredible. It was an incredible night. That's
Yeah.
all I'll say.
Especially to have it here at the office.
No, it wasn't just an incredible night because we had two separate. We had a noon party for those who could come at noon.
Right.
And then we had an evening party. And so we had a lot of people, far more than we expected.
Yeah.
And can I tell about our Santa Claus?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, this is personal for me too a little bit because Johnny Maloney, if anybody's ever heard of Cowboy Maloney's, okay? Okay, I'm getting ready, new kitchen stuff, new whatever, they have everything there. Tremendous supporter of the Mississippi Kidney Foundation.
Correct.
So Johnny Maloney, don't you have any kids listening, please, but Johnny Maloney is actually Santa.
Yeah.
Part of the time. And then this year, well, he's been Santa for many years. And actually, our co-chair, Lee Parrott, has been Mrs. Santa. But this year, Mrs. Santa was sick, so we had to have a second wife. What can I say?
Yeah.
And Kim Jones was, whoa,
Remarkable.
a knockout Santa. My husband,
Yeah.
the comments he made, she's absolutely gorgeous and just the cutest thing in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
But so we had a second wife, Mrs. Santa, this year. Precious.
Yeah.
It was so wonderful. But then Johnny honestly had to go back to work because he couldn't stay for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And so we had a second Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Oh, TJ, the look
And
on your face.
I didn't anticipate on it happening,
The look on your face. The look on your face. So
Yeah.
TJ was our second
And I'm not
Santa.
that jolly of a person, but I had to do it for the kids.
Oh, you did it. You played the part. You did it. You nailed it.
Yeah.
But the most precious thing, oh my goodness, if anyone could have videoed this, and I can't say, why, was it TJ? I don't know.
Yeah.
But to see this little black kid walk in, and this kid, he was high energy.
Yeah.
He was so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And to just see him walk in the door, I don't know if it had anything to do with you being black or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But to see him walk in the door and run to you,
He did.
oh my goodness.
And pretty much jump in my lap.
Oh, and the mother, did she have 6 girls? She had 6 girls, and then that little boy, it was either 6 or 7 or 5. This like a little boy was, what can I say?
Yeah.
I bet that little boy's spoiled.
Yeah.
But it was the most precious. I've got chill bumps now thinking about it, honestly. It was wonderful.
Right.
I will start crying.
Well, Debbie, we thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you for all of your work that you do here with the Mississippi Kidney Foundation. And Saturday, March 4th at 6 o'clock, Country Club of Jackson. Come out, support. Buy 1 ticket, buy 10 tickets. All of it goes back to the Mississippi Kidney Foundation for all of the work that we're doing for the pediatric party, for the walk, the picnic, everything that we do for kidney patients in the state of Mississippi. You guys can be one of the ones that help sponsor and
Yes.
fund this for the year moving forward. So thank you, and we look forward to the drawdown.
And we'll be at the drawdown. Please, please, please. You may not recognize me there, but I will be there. And come up and introduce yourselves. I would love to meet you in person. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Debbie. That will do it for this edition of the Mississippi Kidney Foundation Kidney Cares podcast. Thank you once again to our sponsor, Align Health Solutions, and to all of you who come out and support the drawdown, anything that we have, and the listener and the viewer of this podcast. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.